Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back. So I want to talk about episode 5 of Dead City. We actually have the trailer for this episode, and oh my god, this looks really good. I will say, some of the early reviews that came out obviously like a month ago, maybe a little bit more. Actually, I think it was like early June, so about a month ago, mentioned that there was a moment in the series because they reviewed all 6 episodes, and I believe some mentioned episode 5, but it could have been episode 6, so I'm not entirely sure. But they mentioned a turning point, or there was a moment where there was this change and there was like this moment of like, whoa, or whatever, and then it became something else, or like, yeah, I don't know, something like that. But there was like 2 moments, I think. I think it might have been actually both episodes, episode 5 and 6. My early predictions for that is, first of all, I think the finale, that could just be something in terms of the story, like a character dies or something happens, there's a shocking reveal of some kind and a tease to what's to come in the future, like more groups out there, other connections and stuff like that. Maybe there's a returning character, maybe Dwight shows up, probably not, but like maybe something similar, I don't know. But I do think episode 5 for sure. What I think the reveal is going to be is this new character here. I don't know what her name is, but she seems to be the one that is in charge here. So I'm actually very curious about that. Is she the one who is leading everything here? Is the Croat actually not a leader? Is he not the main villain here? So before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all of my Walking Dead content like this. And definitely, if you haven't followed me on Twitch yet, go do so. The channel name is Appetite for the Dead. I'm going to be live there for Comic-Con, which is in like 13 days from now. So I'm going to be live streaming my reaction to Comic-Con, to everything happening there. And also, whenever that Dying Light 2 and like Walking Dead crossover comes out, I will be live streaming that a lot. Like, I don't know what the crossover is necessarily, but if there is new details on that out there, I guess I probably should know that. But whenever that does come out, obviously I'll check that out. And if it seems like this update is really significant and really showcases a lot of cool Walking Dead stuff, and there's actually a really significant like Walking Dead like story, or not even story, but just like characters and just, you know what I mean, then I will definitely be streaming that and stuff. So yeah, definitely go follow me on Twitch. There's a lot of fun stuff there. But let's actually get into the trailer here. So the first thing that I do want to focus on is this woman character, and I'll do a video, I guess, later on this week, probably, I don't know about tomorrow or Monday, but I will talk about this new character, and I'll go into some more theories and some more ideas that I would like to see here. But yeah, the woman character here says, I just can't figure it out. The Barazzi, they knew. And I'm not entirely sure what she's referencing there. If this has to do with Negan or what, right? I don't necessarily know what they're referencing here. Like, why is she saying she just can't figure it out? Like, there's a problem. I don't know if this is related to Negan, because if this was related to Negan, then I guess that would basically mean that, like she just, like I don't think that's related to him, because it just really wouldn't make too much sense there. But, she says the Barazzi, they knew. Again, I don't know what exactly she's referencing here with that, but the trailer does indicate that she does want him, like she does actually want him captured. In terms of where I kind of see this going, like the first thing that comes to mind is I kind of feel like she is, first of all, like she's the big bad of all of this. Like she's the main villain here on the island, and then you just have sort of all of these like secondary villains like the Croat, and there's probably going to be more villains and stuff in future seasons. And I do wonder if that is sort of where we're going here, and maybe she really likes Negan. And maybe when she looks at the Croat, she thinks like, you know what? Negan is a much better version of you. And he actually, well, I don't know if I would say successfully ran, the Saviors, but he did a really good job there. And the Croat maybe isn't. Like maybe there's actually some problems there, because we do see a shot of the Croat, and he has his hands on the wheel. He's just sort of, he looks stressed out, like he's worried he's not going to be able to do this or something. Like it doesn't seem like he's the main villain anymore. So it's kind of interesting, because I always thought that he kind of was. Maybe for the first season he is, but it doesn't seem like overall that he really is. But that's just sort of the vibe I'm getting from the trailer. It honestly could be so different as soon as we watch it. We'll have to wait and see, but that's what I think they're doing here. And I will say a change like that is really interesting. I also do think it's kind of needed as well, because like I do like the Croat a lot as a villain, but I want the world here to feel a lot bigger. And I will say that's my one complaint that I do have. Like I actually do have one complaint about Dead City so far, and that is it doesn't feel like New York is like really big and like there's a lot of people here and that there's a lot more to it, right? Because 4 episodes in, the first episode I would say did a pretty good job in terms of, world building. There was this wonder of what could be in New York. Episode 2 actually introduced us to a new group, so that's kind of interesting. Episode 3, I think, did a really great job as well at sort of exploring that group and exploring the arena and stuff and seeing a lot more stuff from the Croat. But episode 4, like, again, there's that one issue I have in terms of the arena and how small it felt in terms of that battle. And it made it really feel like this is just sort of what it is. It's just these characters here. And so I hope episode 5 gives us a lot more. And I hope that, you know, this new villain here, I hope there's a lot more to her. And I just really can't wait to see, you know, just how big this story gets. And it seems like they're actually going to be battling a lot more just sort of on top of New York, like not underneath. I thought they were going to be in the sewer system for some reason for like most of the last couple of episodes, but it doesn't seem like it. So I'm excited for that. Maggie actually mentions in the trailer that she is concerned about Negan, and I kind of laughed at that. I was like, oh, wow, this is actually so different. Like, she's actually concerned, you know, about his well-being. And that's interesting because, like, what happens? Like, I do wonder about that. Like, what if Negan did die? How would Maggie actually feel about that? Would she feel sad? I mean, obviously, there's a big part of it where, like, maybe she would be happy. Like, there's a part of it there, you know, that just makes her feel that, like, finally, you know, I don't have to deal with that anymore. But the thing is, the pain of losing Glenn is still always going to be there. Like, that reminder, that feeling like you're never getting him back, like, you know, he's always going to be gone now, right? Like, it's never, you know, just because he's dead, you're not getting him back. And so I do wonder if, with how much Negan has been helping Maggie and has just sort of been around Maggie's life, if there is this feeling of like, I do kind of care for him. I don't want him to die, you know, and I don't mean in like a relationship way. I'm just saying, like, just as a person, you know, I want him to be happy, and I want him, you know, I can see some good qualities about him, you know what I mean? And it's just sort of be able to accept that. I think that would be kind of interesting. But yeah, she seems concerned, so that's it's interesting. And speaking of Negan, we have him and the Marshal, and they're trying to escape. Well, it looks like the Marshal is just trying to take Negan off the island, but it looks like they're going to be running into a bunch of problems because they actually can't escape. Because Negan mentions in the trailer that I guess the Croat or whatever, he has the whole island on lockdown. And yeah, I mean, I imagine he does have the power to do that. I really feel like it's more as simple as they just kind of go around the island and make sure there's no way to get across, right? Because the only way to go across is if, you know, you were to sit in a cooler, I guess, really, right? I don't think that boat that was there when they first arrived is going to be there. I mean, it would be interesting if they went to go and check it out. I don't remember if in the first episode we saw the boat just like sink or something, but I don't believe so. I think they just arrived somewhere and they might have even tied it up or something. So I wonder if that's gone now, or however the Marshal got there. Like, I wonder if you know, his way and how he got across is also gone. Like, I really feel like that is probably something that they would handle. So, but yeah, we'll see where this goes here. I don't think this is going to be a whole episode thing. Like, I feel like, yeah, they'll try to, or the Marshal will try to take Negan off the island and then bring him to wherever he's going to bring him, but I don't think they're even going to succeed. I feel like they'll probably split up in this episode. Either the Marshal dies, or like maybe even Negan just like runs away or something like that, right? And that's the thing too. I really wonder with the Marshal. He's such a confusing character because he really feels like he's going to be a lead character, but he's not really doing any sort of lead character things right now with the story, right? Like, he has this one mission, but it doesn't really involve him in the plot in any way. So I wonder if episode 5 changes that a little bit. And then we have this epic scene here with Maggie versus this really crazy epic walker. And I really cannot wait for this. This is the one scene that I don't know really what to expect from it. I just want a really epic walker battle. I really do. Like, I don't want this to be just some sort of cool reveal where we see this really awesome walker and then Maggie just like stabs it in the head and then it's out. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be basically like this crazy living thing where it's like, maybe it has like multiple heads, right? Because maybe it's not necessarily a mutated walker. You could argue it is, but maybe this walker is like a combination of like 4 or 5 walkers, right? And so just sort of over the years, it just sort of learned to like grow together. So a lot of what it is like 4 or 5 walkers combined. And so in that sense, it actually has like multiple heads. So you sort of have to take out every single head, right? In order to actually kill this walker. That would be really cool, because then, you know, a reveal of like, oh, she stabs the walker in the head, but it's still moving. You know, that would just be like, oh, like, what am I going to do now? And then she looks and she sees other heads and she's like, okay, I got to take out every single head. It's very video game like, I know, but like, I would like a scene like that. And then maybe the fight scene with this walker is actually pretty long, where Maggie's running away from it and that walker's chasing her down. It's like this whole thing, right? Like, I would like something like that. I think we need something like that right now, and I would absolutely love that. Because the visuals here are just absolutely amazing. Honestly, this walker looks absolutely incredible. Maggie really looks like Jill from Resident Evil, and so I love that. Like, just in general, this whole thing here, this is what really got me excited for Dead City when I first saw the trailer, because that, and obviously the visuals and stuff, it looked very cinematic. But I just want this scene to be epic. I really do. I'm hoping it's not like the beta fight with Daryl and Negan, right? Because that fight was just like, what was that, 10 seconds, 20 seconds? That was so disappointing. I remember just being so mad about that. Like, I remember thinking, like, it makes sense. Like, I know realistically when you see the fight and just how it happened, it makes sense that maybe it would only be like that. But like, you can also write it to be something different where it did go for a lot longer than that. I really wanted like a really epic fight there that lasted like 20 minutes or something. Honestly, just something, I mean, maybe not 20 minutes, but like 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes. We deserved a lot more than just that. Like, that is just definitely so disappointing. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. So definitely post your thoughts down below on your predictions for episode 5. We'll watch that episode obviously in well, I guess a little under a week now. So yeah, post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.